Hello everyone and welcome to this pick a card reading video. If you hear purring in the background, of course that's my cat. He's pretty close to the microphone. Anyway, in this video we will of course be seeing if your inquiry is about something that is coincidental, or is it karmic, is it fate, is it destiny. Maybe you can evaluate if this is a recurring pattern in your life or something you can expect to happen again. But here is stack 1A, stack 2B, stack 3C. You can pause if you'd like and if you need some more time to figure out which stack you're most drawn to. If you're not drawn to any of the stacks, that's completely fine. This just might not be the pick a card reading video for you, but I have plenty of other timeless pick a card reading videos located all throughout my channel. And you can also choose more than one stack if you have an inquiry, like more than one inquiry, or if you just feel drawn to more than one stack, then you can of course listen to more than one stack and then determine which parts from each stack most resonate with your situation. As a reminder, everything I talk about and discuss in this video is for entertainment purposes only and cannot be stated as fact. Alright, let's get into it. Hello 1A and welcome to your part of the pick a card reading video. So the cards pulled here are the Four of Wands in reverse, the Ten of Swords in reverse, the Fool in reverse, Three of Swords upright, Sage of Cups or King of Cups upright, and Five of Wands upright. And I think it's really interesting how the top row is all in reverse and the bottom row is all upright. And then for the oracle cards, we have solar plexus with the number 3. It says, the frequency of the solar plexus chakra, the yellow flower of life, supports our sense of self, our personal power, and our willpower, as well as our knowing of who we are and what our contribution is to the whole. And then we have 48, 10th house authority. And I think solar plexus chakra blends beautifully with 10th house energy. I think of root chakra and solar plexus chakra when I think of 10th house energy. So, was this a coincidence? I decided not to use the yes or no oracle deck for this. I just wasn't feeling guided to use that, although I could have. But anyway, I can deduce that if I were to ask that, was this a coincidence, this situation that you're talking about? I would say that no, it is not a coincidence, but it's not necessarily fate in the way you would think it would be. What this reading shows to me is that there's a difficult period of your life that you've gone through recently, or maybe you're still in the midst of going through this difficult period of your life. And it feels like in this process of healing yourself, there's going to be synchronicities and signs that happen. I think right now there's a lot of signs that Spirit's trying to send you in terms of you being on the right track and you healing. Now, if this situation that you inquired about is happening in your life and it's kind of throwing you off guard, for some of you, there's certain instances that will be happening right now as you are healing to get you to determine if you are on that right track. And it's very also pick yourself up by the bootstraps energy, where now's the time to move forward and to heal yourself. It's not a time of reminiscing too much in the past. I feel like you've already had time to do that, and it's, you've been through painful circumstances or unfavorable circumstances, so now's the time to try to return to normalcy is a big message that I'm actually getting. Even though I know that it takes a lot of hard work to get there, this is proving to me with especially even those oracle cards that are being shown here that you have the ability and the authority to do so. So if there's anything that pops up in life that during this time period that maybe makes you falter, then it just makes you hopefully realize what it is that you still need to work on healing within yourself. So let's say with the Three of Swords energy, some of this could be related to a romantic relationship of some kind. Let's say that, there's an ex that tries talking to you again, or you run out. Wait, what was I going to say? You run into them, there we go. You run into them in public, let's say, then this would be indicative of if you're feeling like, oh, maybe I should give this person a second chance. Most of the time, people probably shouldn't. Or, like, just talk to people again. Like, oh, maybe I should talk to them again. Probably not. You know, I don't know your circumstances as well as you do, but normally that's not a good situation. But let's say that does happen. You run into an ex, and you're at the store, and you're like, oh my god, I haven't seen them since the last time we talked and when we broke up or whatever, and that was years and years and years ago, and I live in a different town. How did I run into them? Those kinds of moments should be reflective of how far you've come, and also thinking about your own healing journey, like how far along are you? Where if you see this ex-partner, if you have those thoughts of, oh, maybe I should start talking to them again, think about potentially any codependency issues you have or any feelings of loneliness that you have in your life. These are just examples, of course. But think of these things. Or else it does feel like karmically you could repeat the same cycle. Some of you too, I will say, healing in general is a very lonely road, because even if you're surrounded by people who are going through similar situations as you, nobody has the exact same situation as you with the exact same people in the exact same place. And even if they did, it's not going to be the same because you have your own experience and the way you feel about certain things. You look at the same things a certain way. So, although healing is a lonely journey, anything that seems like, well, was it a coincidence? Was it not? It likely is not a coincidence. It's Spirit's way of testing you in a way to see where you are on your healing journey, and if you're going to falter or if you're going to stay strong and keep moving forward instead of being pushed back into the past or stuck in the present without also progressing forward. Hopefully that makes sense. And with the phone reverse too, it does make me think that this is something that has happened before, if not this exact situation or with this exact person. It feels like there's still similarities in your life where situations like this happen, and it feels like you keep having to relearn this lesson. And with the Five of Wands too, I wasn't even getting this earlier, but Five of Wands. Okay, so earlier I was thinking of how Five of Wands for you can indicate you pushing yourself hard to get where you are and to stop. I just want to keep saying faltering for some reason. Like, to stop getting pushed back into bad habits or being surrounded by bad people, being in sticky situations, any of that. But also, now I'm also thinking about how Five of Wands is telling me that it feels like your spirit keeps trying to not pick a fight with you, but they keep trying to get your attention, like, okay, let's see what you're able to do this time. Let's see, like, please don't falter, please don't be stuck, make the right choice, hopefully, please make the right, it's like your spirit team is cheering you on, but they don't want you to keep making any bad mistakes, regarding this situation or something similar. I think I will say that you have done enough healing that you should be at a point now where you're able to handle yourself with grace a lot better than before. Especially with that King of Cups upright, I think you're able to know that you've worked through things, you've identified parts of your past that you don't want to repeat, and also identifying how things have directly impacted you or even indirectly impacted you in any way that it affects you mentally and emotionally. So I don't think you want to keep repeating any bad patterns or going back to old situations. I think you want to progress forward, but now's a time where you might get tested by Spirit to see just what you're able to do with the situation and to see if you can make better choices this time around. But it does show that, the 10th house authority, it shows that you do have the authority. So you do have the means. You've worked hard on yourself to get to a better place in your life. And solar plexus is about willpower. It's about reminding yourself that if something comes up like this, I don't have to engage with it in the ways that I have in the past. Or maybe I don't even have to engage in this situation or with this person at all. It shows that it just shows you've done the healing work. Everything is really showing that you've come a long way and that it's been a long journey to get to this point. So Spirit doesn't want for you to undo all of the progress that you've made. I just keep like seeing the healing energy though. You've done a lot of work, but I would talk to somebody like a friend, a close loved one, or a mental health professional if you are struggling in any way, because it does feel like there's some loneliness that's creeping in here, or there's some sadness about these recurring patterns that keep happening. But remember that if you are able to master the lesson, then you won't have to keep repeating these situations. Or if they pop up in the future, then you'll be more calm and at peace and able to handle these kinds of situations without fear, and that includes without fear of slipping up or being involved with things you don't want to be involved in, if that makes sense for you. The Four of Wands in reverse too is really about those inner celebrations. So I think right now, anything you do, don't seek external validation from people. Seek the validation inward. Because you know what you've gone through and you know what you continue to go through to get to where you want to be. Whether that's you already being at that point right now or in the future, you have an end goal for how you want to be in terms of your mental and emotional state. Let's read the guidebooks now. Let's read in here and see if there's any extra context. Solar plexus, I cannot talk today. Solar plexus chakra. The frequency of the solar plexus chakra, the yellow flower of life, supports our sense of self, our personal power, and our willpower, as well as our knowing of who we are and what our contribution is to the whole. The flower of life is a geometric shape recognized by many cultures all over the planet. It consists of 13 equal circles that intersect at the middle of each circle, creating a perfectly proportioned flower. As a symbol, the flower of life represents the universe as a whole, as well as the harmony in which all the separate components of the universe work together. This beautiful pattern is often used to indicate our understanding of our connection as humans and as spiritual beings to the whole. The yellow, I want to say, it seems like, yeah, you're able to look at things from a bigger picture now and able to see how things can impact you in the future if you make certain choices now. The color yellow is associated with the third or solar plexus chakra. It is located in the area of the diaphragm below the breastbone and linked to our sense of self, our authority, and our personal power. It is the area of our personality and our ego. Yellow helps us to think clearly, increase our awareness, and stimulate our curiosity. It strengthens our vitality, our life force, and our energy. Its sense is sight. I think a lot of you too right now should have more confidence in yourself and your abilities too moving forward. So it says, try this. Go inside yourself for a moment and think about what is important in your life. Do you spend your days doing what you love? Do you feel satisfied? Do you feel you are an important part of this big puzzle we call life? Most of us have that one thing that we love doing and are really good at. What is your one thing? And there's something I was going to say. Spend your days doing what you love. Yeah, it's just really a time of focusing on yourself right now. So I wouldn't worry about what other people are doing or other people's input on things. And then we have 48 10th house. I will only be reading the challenge and gift portion, but you can pause and read all the rest if you would like. Challenge. A bully is a parody of true leadership. Be careful not to mistake power over other people as equal to empowerment within. Gift. Wherever you are in your evolution, it's time to take the next step up the mountain of leadership, empowerment, and accomplishment. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Axel says hi before we head out for you all. So thank you so much, 1A, for watching and listening to this video. Hope you enjoyed it. You can like the video down below if you liked it. You can comment down below if you resonate with this stack at all. And you can also update your comment in the future if there are any updates you have for all of us. You can subscribe to my channel. It helps me out a lot. You can check out the other timeless pick a card reading videos located all throughout my channel. And you can check out my ASMR channel, Brittney's ASMR, located in the video description down below. Thank you so much, 1A, and take care. Hello, TB, and welcome to your part of the pick a card reading video. The cards chosen here are Six of Cups upright, Ace of Pentacles upright, Three of Pentacles upright, Seven of Swords in reverse, Six of Wands upright, and Two of Cups in reverse. And then we have 34, passion. The frequency of passion reminds us that beneath every intense emotion lies the hidden gem of insight, balance, and calm. It assists us in finding the balance within this intensity, moving us from chaos to the calm of its core, where we can let its long-lasting wisdom fill us up. And then we have 3, Gemini, cross-pollinate. And I will get into those guidebooks later on, but I will say for a lot of you, I think that this coincidence does have to do with career in some capacity. It could even deal with finances, but I think it deals with career and success specifically. For a lot of you who have chosen this deck, it feels like this is something you've wanted. I mean, Six of Cups was the first card pulled, so it feels like this is something you've wanted since you were really young, like you were a child, something you've envisioned and dreamed for yourself. And for some of you, maybe the coincidence just involves your manifestations coming true. But because the passionate card is here, it feels like this is something that you've wanted to have happen and something that you are passionate about, this coincidence. And the coincidence generally feels positive in nature. At least for me, it feels positive in nature. Maybe it's not for you, but just overwhelmingly so. I will say it's more positive from my end, from what I can see. And there's some specific messages I have coming through. Some of you, if you are in like college right now, or let's say you're thinking of switching jobs, there's going to be an opportunity to open up for you. Maybe it already has. Maybe there's a certain job opening and you're thinking about applying, and this would be a good indication to do that. It feels like you hold a lot of power and you should be able to express that power through your career in some way. That's the best way I can describe it. Or your career that you choose will make you feel powerful. Not like in an authoritative way, but in a way that you feel like you're doing what you're meant to do while also being happy doing so and feeling fulfilled. It feels like before I forget though, if I were to like generally speaking answer the question, is it a coincidence? I think it is not a coincidence that you're asking about. It's not something random that just happened. It's all part of Spirit's big plan for you. And also the big plan that you have set out for yourself. I think this coincidence probably relates to a goal that you have in mind anyway. This overarching goal, but also maybe any smaller goals you have leading up to this big goal. It feels like you've been working really hard on like skill mastery, on getting really good at what you want to do with your life, what you see yourself doing career-wise or just life-wise, what you see yourself being really good at. And this is something that will also heal your inner child, greatly so, where maybe for some of you too, this involves something that you dreamed about having when you were younger because maybe your family wasn't able to have this kind of dream that you had. So if it does involve career, maybe your parents had to just work a 9-to-5 at a place they didn't like, and they just had to find a way to make it work to provide for the kids and for the family and to just get by. But for you, I see a lot more potential than that. I see you being able to strive for what you really want without having to make sacrifices for other people. You might have to make personal sacrifices though. With the Seven of Swords in reverse, I was first thinking of how a lot of you maybe have had to come up with creative solutions, or you've had to be really quick on your feet to get to where you are now. And also with the Three of Pentacles upright, I feel like some of you probably have good connections, and if not, then part of this coincidence could be involved with that, where Spirit wants you to connect with the right people to get you further in life and further down a career path if that's part of what your coincidence involves. It feels like if you network or if you connect with the right people, if you do a certain mentorship, even if it's, unpaid, there's certain people that you will feel drawn to, or a certain company and business that you'll feel drawn to, a certain school. Anything that relates to career, you'll feel drawn to take a certain path more than any of the other paths. And I would say to trust that, and that it won't be a coincidence that you feel this intuitive feeling, and that you should go for that, and that will help you more in the long run, even if it might be difficult at first. It's interesting though, because we do have the Two of Cups. Well, first I want to get to the Six of Wands, actually. Six of Wands is upright, which is all about, like, public recognition. So I feel like you will be rewarded for your efforts, and if you keep working hard and putting in the work and the effort to reach certain accomplishments and achievements, you'll be recognized, and you'll be more likely to, for some of you, if this involves finances, you'll be able to make more money, get more promotions and raises, maybe get offers elsewhere that you get to make even more money. It just feels like there is a golden opportunity happening for you right now, alongside many other small opportunities that are golden opportunities that are just hidden, but they might not appear to be as big, but they definitely are in the long run. You'll be like, oh, that little decision I made here to, like, talk to that one person instead of the other person who I was told to talk to. I just trusted my instincts and I did that, and they're the ones that helped me get the job that I'm at today. You know, it's little things like that. So it's a balance of looking at the big picture, but also looking at those small steps, because that's what's really going to help you focus more on your overall goals and visions. But I want to get more into this Two of Cups in reverse energy, which is really interesting. I'm trying to decipher what that could mean in terms of everything here. In these kinds of readings, it can indicate that things don't turn out the way you'd like, but I don't really even get that that's the case. For you, I will say that if you're trying to do any manifesting right now or having any goals, to be lenient on if there's any changes. If it feels like the changes are happening or things are happening that are different from the plan you've had, then try not to be too stuck on that if it feels like it's still the right thing. Let's say that you had an interview somewhere and this is what you thought was your dream job, and then at this company, and then they didn't get back to you, they denied you a further interview or going further in the process, and you might be like, well, that really sucks, but I feel like actually there would be something that I'm not even aware of, like a company or business I'm not even aware of, that I'll be able to get an interview through them instead, and I'll be able to work through them, and I'll even get paid more. Like, and then let's say that happens, like the next week you get a job interview, you do multiple interviews and you get the job, and it's like, oh, and this is actually even closer to where I live, or it's in a part of town that I've always wanted to live in, or that I really prefer, you know, just things like that. So try to be open-minded, especially for the things that we can't control, right? So if there's things like that, because you can't control somebody hiring you or not, no matter how good you are at interviewing, or being interviewed, I should say, or how good your credentials are, sometimes things like that just happen. So especially for the things we can't control, just think about, in those instances, the bigger picture and about how spirit is guiding you elsewhere. It's like, okay, you've put in the work, you have this goal, so even though this end goal didn't specifically work out, there's another solution that you're unaware of yet, or that you just haven't put enough thought into yet, where if you go for that option, or if that option pops up, it will become a lot more fruitful for you, and you'll be a lot more happy in the long run. So I see that your hard work and your hard efforts will pay off. So there's no coincidences in terms of this, because you really have put in the hard work, and you've also been really good at, like, planning, I guess, is part of it, but I want to say, like, you've been really good at having this vision, having it for a long time, and knowing why you want for this vision or this goal of yours to happen, and just striving really hard to get there. Even if there's instances where things have seemed a little shaky, you've been able to still be strong in the face of adversity, or when things haven't gone your way, and you've been really good at coming up with solutions and coming up with ways to just get you where you need to be. I think you're really good on your feet. You're really quick. And we have Gemini here, so I wouldn't be surprised if you are a Gemini. I was also getting Virgo energy, which makes sense because Gemini and Virgo both are ruled by Mercury. It's very mercurial energy. So make sure to have your wits about you. Be quick on your feet. Use your intellect, although use your intuition as well. I think you've already put in the work to gain knowledge for what you need to do, the wisdom for which path to take, but now you just need to use your intuition to guide you further down certain paths. Even if things are new, I feel like in new situations, you'll do great still. Just go wherever your passion leads you in this situation. And my cat has rolled over now and is exposing his belly to me. He's in a very good mood. He's smiling. He's so happy. Okay, let's read what it says in the guidebooks. Oh, I almost flipped to it. I have to go back. Okay, 34, passion. The frequency of passion reminds us that beneath every intense emotion lies the hidden gem of insight, balance, and calm. It assists us in finding the balance within this intensity, moving us from chaos to the calm of its core, where we can let its long-lasting wisdom fill us up. When we use the word passion, we usually refer to a strong feeling for something or someone. It could be a burning desire or a feeling of enthusiasm or intense emotion. Passion expresses itself powerfully like a burning hot fire as it radiates out from our core. This power cannot be hidden, it demands expression. Yeah, it just feels like the path you're on now, you know where you need to go and the steps you need to take, so just trust that and don't think too much about if things turn out different than expected. Anyway, we long for an emotion that is so strong that all we can do is surrender to its power. At the same time, we fear this kind of emotion because we are afraid of losing ourselves, our sense of who we are, in the eye of the passion's storm within us. But there is clarity and insight to be found in the storm once we have withstood the heat of the fire and have held our balance in the midst of the blazing inferno. Only then can we move to the center and find the insight at passion's core. Yeah, so whatever difficulties you've had getting to where you are, I feel like things will be smoother moving forward as well, like not as difficult. The passion activation reveals this process of powerful insight through its purple core, its demand for expression, the blue around the core, and the storm of intense feelings and emotions all around us, represented by the orange, yellow, and red of the lower chakras. It invites us to become aware of and to burn away anything that stands in the way of finding the valuable insights at its core. And although it could be enjoyable to feel these intense emotions, we cannot stay in this heat for very long without getting burned. And that's the thing too. I know passion is what drives a lot of you, but there will be calmness that is around the corner as well. Try this. Take a moment to go inside yourself. What are you really passionate about? Do you love what you do in your daily life? Are your heart and soul engaged? How can you bring more passion into your life? How can you make sure that you don't miss the treasure of insights that lies beneath it? Make time for daily contemplation to check in with yourself and your passions. And I think you are really good at that, checking in with yourself. And some of you maybe are thinking of switching careers too. This is a good indication that if you've been thinking about it, it's for a reason and that you should probably dive deeper into those thoughts and feelings. And then we have the Starcodes Astro deck. So let's go to 3, Gemini. I will not be reading everything in here, only the challenge and gift part, but you can of course pause this and read the other parts if you'd like. Challenge. The situation may be more complex than you think, so be willing to dig in. Gemini energy can be shallow or oversimplified, as it encourages breadth rather than depth, so you have to add the depth consciously. Gift. Gemini's gift is an open mind and a sense of universal siblinghood. We are all in this together. The soul knows how to find itself back in equilibrium if we just let all parts communicate. Help the unexpressed feelings, persons, and elements within the community be heard. And that Gemini card, you know what I was thinking? Because 3 of Pentacles and then 3 is for Gemini here. And 3 of Pentacles is very Gemini coded, honestly. Because it's all about community. So like I said, there's a really big emphasis on networking and being around people that are of a similar mindset with you. Especially people in a similar line of work as you. Or people who engage in the same interests or hobbies as you. Just find those people and that will help you greatly. Even if it doesn't seem like things would be connected or related. Trust me. Finding people like that, it will be very important. Also, doing volunteer work right now could be something that helps you. But cross-pollinate, think of different things to do as well. And we talked about 7 of Swords in reverse, the creative solutions. Think of things, creative solutions, different things to do to meet different people and new people. And that will actually help you greatly and immensely. I will leave it at that. Thank you so much, 2B, for watching and listening to this video. I hope you enjoyed it. You can like the video down below if you liked it. You can comment down below if you resonate with this stack. And you can provide updates in the future if you'd like to on that comment. You can subscribe to my channel. It helps me out a lot. You can check out the other timeless pick a card reading videos located all throughout my channel. And you can check out my ASMR channel, Brittney's ASMR. That will be linked in the video description down below. Thank you so much again, 2B, and take care. Hello 3C and welcome to your part of the pick a card reading video. The cards chosen here are Six of Pentacles in reverse, Man of Cups or Knight of Cups in reverse, the Hanged Man in reverse, Two of Swords in reverse, Four of Pentacles in reverse, and the Moon in reverse. And then for the Oracle cards, we have 39, Romantic Love. The frequency of romantic love supports our journey to feel whole and complete through the expression with and reflection of a conscious lover. And then we have 47, Ninth House, Exploration. Right behind you might hear my cat end up going up to the microphone sniffing it. Or him walking by it. He has been really active during these readings. Like, he literally went away more toward the end of my other reading, and he was gone, and I was editing parts of the video for a bit, and then as soon as I clicked start on this, my cat came back in here and was just walking around, looped around, and now he's like over by the door, not even knowing if he wants to leave. Anyway, I will get to the guidebooks later, and I will maybe explain more there as regards to those, but I will say, it's interesting that I pulled Ninth House. I pulled that from that stack, and I was drawn between two different cards, but I chose this one, but then I flipped the other card over anyway, and it was Sagittarius. So if you know about astrology, Ninth House and Sagittarius are pretty much one and the same, except for one is more about locations and placements, and one is about personality and personality traits. So I'm not surprised I was drawn to both, but I ended up choosing the Ninth House. And then with romantic love, I will say for a lot of you, this will probably deal with romantic love. And if not, definitely the situation likely involves a relationship more than just a specific situation. So a relationship that you have with somebody, a platonic, familial relationship, romantic relationship, whatever. But I have to be very careful about the words that I choose for this because, okay, is this a coincidence? This relationship you have with this person? I'm going to say no, especially because romantic... What do I want to say? If it's romantic, it's probably karmic in nature. So if you believe in past lives, this could be somebody you've had a past life with, like, you know, maybe multiple, that you've been in the same past life during the same time at the same place as them. A lot of times the romantic relationships that are not just like one night stand type of situations are karmic in some way. So if this involves any sort of relationship in your life, is this karmic that you have this relationship or that this person's in your life? No, it's not a coincidence. But I don't want for you to think that this is a good thing. Let me explain. The energy that this reads to me is somebody who, and this could be your energy as well, I will say. If what I'm about to say makes more sense for how you are, then just take that into consideration as opposed to me saying this other person. But it feels like this other person that is involved is very clingy. The energy is very draining, and they take a lot from you. I think it could be more so your own doing, where maybe this other person takes up so much of your mind space and your time and your energy and your thought and consideration. So if that's the case, that's something you need to work on. It feels like you or the other person is very much too involved in the relationship itself, though. And again, this doesn't have to be romantic, it could be anything, but it feels like somebody gives more than the other person, and it feels very, very draining, and it feels like the other person or you can't escape or have time to yourself. It feels like the energy reads like, oh yeah, you can't be friends with that person, you can't be around these people, you can't be around your family too much, you have to spend time with me. This, I will say, feels like the type of relationship that, I mean, we do have the Hangman in reverse. So for some of you, you've already been seeing it coming, but this relationship that you're in needs to be cut off. Like, it needs to end. There needs to be some sort of relationship breakup here, because this does not read as being healthy at all. And it feels like this person has a lot of codependency issues as well. But it feels like with that Six of Pentacles in reverse, it's like they literally are a leech. Not just of your energy. They could even try to leech off of your like material goods or your finances. They could try to live with you so that they don't, and then not have to pay rent so that they don't have to pay rent. Two of Swords in reverse indicates to me the wanting of going back and forth as well, where maybe you've thought about ending the relationship and you realize that it's toxic, but then you would feel bad for leaving this person out alone by themselves. So in these kinds of situations, think back to if any of these codependent issues related to childhood, where maybe one of your parents was in the relationship with the other person, the other parent or somebody else, where they weren't good to them, but your parent didn't want to leave because there were children involved. Like, it's, you know, situations like that. Think about things like that. In childhood, if there were things within your home or things in, like, on screen, I guess even, any kind of conditioning you have is affecting the way that you interact in relationships now, but it's not healthy from your perspective or the other perspective, whoever it is that's involved, because this feels like a very codependent, toxic relationship. It feels like this other person's getting all of their, other person or you, again, whoever this most relates to, is getting their energy from you. And it feels like they can't muster up any energy by themselves. Like, all of their livelihoods is based on you. So it's not a coincidence. It actually does feel quite karmic, and it feels like a cycle that needs to be broken, where you need to realize your self-worth and realize that you can't only take care of other people, you have to take care of yourself. And it's really hard in this situation. I feel like, honestly, both people would kind of feel stuck. The person who's being the toxic person feels like they can't leave because they, bless me. The other person feels like they can't leave, or what was I saying? Oh, sorry. The negative person here, the toxic, draining person, feels like they can't leave because they feel like they don't have a life without a partner. And then it feels like you or whoever is has a little bit more sanity in the situation. It feels like you can't leave because you have to take care of this person. So think about how that can relate to either something in your childhood or something that was modeled to you when you were younger, or a past relationship that you've even been in, or if it relates to something karmic, if that's what you feel like. It could be something relating to a past life where it feels like you just need to give and give and give and other people keep taking from you. And you'll probably understand then that that probably doesn't just relate to this situation, it relates to many other situations that you were involved in. And I will say, if you are the person that is being this draining, toxic person in this situation, there's hope for you to do more, to be more than just this kind of person. You're able to heal that. Do I want to talk about ninth house? I'll get to that in a couple minutes, but it feels like people are thinking more emotionally as opposed to logically in this situation, and it feels like this is just something you need to get away from. It's not something where it's like, oh, this is isn't just a coincidence. Even this person, Brittney, online said it's not a coincidence. Again, it is not a coincidence, but that doesn't mean this is good or healthy. It feels very not good and very not healthy, in my personal opinion, from what I can read from this. Where it feels like very clingy energy, like this person can't let go of you, and it feels like something Spirit's been trying to send you signals as well. Maybe for some of you, you've been getting those signs. I think for most of you, it's signs that you should break off and break away from this person. So pay attention to any signs. If you're like, Spirit, send me a butterfly, like, tomorrow or whatever during my lunch break, if you want me to understand that you're trying to get to me and tell me to, like, not be around this person anymore. And for you all, by the way, this would be a kind of situation where it's gotta be no contact, because even if it's like, for example, you are in a romantic relationship and you're like, oh, we can still be friends, that wouldn't work. That would not work in this situation. Yeah, no, not at all. I think any sort of breakup going on here would be very difficult for the draining, toxic person to understand, and it will be very hard for them. They'll keep using They might use some manipulation tactics or shaming tactics to make you stay, and that's not good for you. Don't fall for these traps. And again, think about how this relates to other areas of your life as well, not just for this specific relationship. And if you are the toxic person, I believe that you have the ability, but I think it's going to be a long process and road to recovery is what I want to say, and really digging deep to find where those issues stem from and those behaviors stem from, because it's not good for literally you or anybody involved if it's you, you know, to be this type of person, because it also takes away from your own energy and your own self-autonomy, I want to say. But there's a lot of obsessiveness in this deck, and it needs to be broken apart. So is it a coincidence? No, but it's not a good coincidence. It's not a good not coincidence. It's karmic, and it needs to, like, there's a cycle breaking that needs to happen. But let's go into the book. Oh, wrong guidebook. I'm going to go to this one first. I almost flipped to it. So it is 39, Romantic Love. The frequency of romantic love supports our journey to feel whole and complete through the experience with and reflection of a conscious lover. Love is probably the most sought-after, mysterious, and indeterminate and fulfilling feeling that a human can experience. Its mystery surely derives from the fact that we cannot really describe or define what it is. It is an energy? Is it an emotion? Perhaps it is simply the glue that binds everything together. Whatever it is, we know without a doubt when we feel loved and when we love. As vibrational beings, we hold a frequency that aligns with the frequency of our thoughts and our emotions. And from that vibrational point of attention, we attract everything else into our reality. Love is one of the highest frequencies. When we are in a state of love, we easily attract circumstances and people into our reality that are aligned with that frequency. I will say, for some of you, you're trying to probably manifest a certain person to be your romantic partner. Whether you know them or if they're like some celebrity, and that's also really not good. You have to cut that out because that's very bad karmic energy for you. There's a lot of bad juju attached to doing things like that. People have free will. The love that is so desired and fulfilling for many is romantic love. The love we experience with another when we are in love. The expression of being in love suggests that it is a place where we can be, not just a feeling that we have. When we are in love, we feel completely surrounded and engulfed by it. We are in the middle of it with no awareness of where it begins or where it ends. Our world becomes love, and we feel more complete. This journey of becoming whole and complete within can be taken alone, but many prefer the support of another. But the idea that another is merely a reflection of that which we need in order to complete ourselves and achieve a state of wholeness leads to many misconceptions and expectations in romantic relationships. The most that any lover can do for us is bring us closer to ourselves. By focusing on our own heart and soul, we invite our lover to do the same. When both lovers are conscious of this, a romantic relationship can be deeply fulfilling and supportive of our individual quest for completeness. The romantic love image shows a flower that pours out vibrancy and intensity from its center, the source that we are all connected to. There is an unmistakable beauty that moves and attracts beyond reason. It is simply inviting us to dive in. The colors suggest the delicious richness that we feel when we allow deep absorption. The bright blue background indicates both the vast universe that is at the origin of every energy and the clear expression that romantic love invites us into. The color pink is associated with the universal love of oneself and others, with sweetness, tenderness, and care. Brighter pink brings in an aspect of aliveness, excitement, higher energy, and power. Reds refer to the physical plane, or the place where we desire to experience this love. Try this. Take a moment to go inside yourself and contemplate the love in your life. Have you ever been deeply in love? What did you learn about yourself through your lover? What are you looking for in a romantic relationship? Which parts of you are easy to love? Which parts are perhaps a little harder? Write down all the things you love about yourself. And then for a small majority of you, it could be that it's hard for you to open up to a person you're in a relationship with as well. Or you maybe haven't dated for a while, or you are afraid to date again, and this is an indication from spirit that you gotta stop thinking these negative thoughts as it relates to that. And then we have 47, 9th house, exploration. And for this, I will only be reading the challenge and gift sections, but you can pause and read the other parts if you'd like. Challenge. When you finally break through and can see the far horizons, it can be difficult to reconcile the allure of those infinite possibilities with the familiarity of the people close to you. Both are important. Gift. Widen your horizon and expand your world. Explore in your mind, body, and soul. Teach what you know. The world is waiting for you. And that's the thing, too. If you're worried about leaving this relationship of some kind, know that there's so much out there for you. So many people who would love to be around you in any capacity, in any type of relationship. And you should explore yourself, too. This is really a time of self-exploration, too. Figuring out your wants and needs and the type of people and relationships you would like to have in your life. But I will leave it at that. Thank you so much, 3C, for watching and listening to this video. I hope you enjoyed it. You can like the video down below if you liked it. You can comment down below if you resonate with this deck, and also you can provide updates in the future to that comment if you'd like, and if there are any you'd like to share with any of us. You can subscribe to my channel. It helps me out a lot. You can check out the other timeless pick a card reading videos located throughout my channel, and I also have an ASMR channel, Brittney's ASMR, that will be linked in the video description down below. Thank you so much, 3C, again, and take care.